We're on our way. Here we go. Countdown has started. Total non-stop action here at Imbalance TV. Alright everybody, welcome to Imba TV where everything is in balance. We've got BeastyQT facing off versus Fana, and it's gonna be a PVT here on and this is the EU CraftCup Lite number 36. Why don't you go ahead and take it away, Fire?
Yes, we have Fana on the left side of the map. It is close air positions actually, and there is a close ground position if you break these destructible rocks. Be interesting to see if there's any Colossi kind of play with these cliff edges, as that sometimes can happen. It's very effective. So Fana throwing down a pylon right next to his Nexus. BeastyQT building a supply depot to block in his mineral line. BC
Awesome.
apparently likes Imba.
BeastyQT, an Imba TV fan, throwing out the heart as we get SCVs being built and also probes being built. So nothing too much going on here. But since they are in the closest distance on this map, we may see quite a game here as BeastyQT throws down his first barracks, and the first gateway is thrown down as well by Protoss, and there is a probe now going across the field.
Yep, no scout from Beastie yet. He's thrown down his first barracks and a refinery at 14. So yeah, we could see a 1-1-1. Fana getting his first gas and his first gateway down.
And still, not too much. And I haven't seen Fana play, so I'm not too sure about his playstyle or anything like that. So we know BeastyQT, he is the beast of bits per beat, as we like to call him here on Imba TV. And it looks like he's going to go ahead and build a Marine and try to counter-scout this probe that's going in and out of his base. We also see BeastyQT setting off his first SCV, trying to do some scouting.
Did Ultra Refresh fail?
No, I'm continually trying to refresh it, and it's not working.
Yeah, no, scout's gone for BeastyQT. He can start putting down a factory if he wants to, but it seems he's going to actually go for a reactor on his first barracks, so we could see a fast expand from Beastie. Beastie moving his Marines into his natural, making sure there's no proxy pylons or anything like that. Fana's probe just waiting it out near to the ramp. Beastie has gone into his base. I do think he did see this. Yes, he has seen the Stargate go down from Fana. So we could see Void Rays early on. Chrono boosting out a Stalker to try and get rid of that scouting SCV. And he may cancel the Stargate. I have seen that done a few times, and it could fool Beastie to getting more Marines than he should if he is going for some sort of full warp gate push.
That's true, but if this SCV hangs around that Stargate, he's not going to be able to count. Oh, and that does go down. And are we going to see a cancel? Does not look like it. Fana's going to go ahead and fully push that that Stargate. And Phoenix coming out now.
Yeah, the Phoenix is coming out being chrono boosted, and as of the patch, it's going to be very, very fast getting those Phoenixes out. As I believe it's only about 17 seconds to get out with chrono boost. I'm expecting him to use it for scouting purposes, or he could even try to lift up a mule. I've seen that done a few times, but he shouldn't be a problem for Beastie with these Marines hanging about his mineral line.
For sure, and it looks like there are more and more Phoenixes being pumped out, and BeastyQT is opting to go for an early expansion, as well as throw down a tech lab on his factory.
Cancelling the bunker there at the front, moving it down to his natural, so morphing the command center that he's going to be changing into an orbital command so he can get that mule down before he transports it.
And nice. We see some harassment here as that bunker is not going to be able to get finished without that SCV. And what is Fana going to do here? More and more Phoenix are coming out. And you know, since that patch, man, it's so easy and so fast to get Phoenix out that Protoss are really starting to take advantage of that. As we see BeastyQT lifting off his new orbital command and is going to be landing it down in his natural expansion area. As we see some Phoenixes coming into the back of his base, going to try to do some harassment, maybe. No, but those Marines do repel that attack. As we see,
the CSV transfer is going down to his natural, and he's loaded his bunker up with Marines. So BC should be relatively safe. He's just got to stop Fana, keep harassing him with these Phoenixes. But I think Fana stopped making them now. Yeah, there's no more coming out. He's throwing down his third gateway. So yeah, we could see some early aggression soon, or an expansion. And
there is the expansion for sure. And the only aggression we are seeing is from these Phoenix going around trying to do some harassment. But there is a nice Marine spread in BeastyQT's base. He's got them all in nice areas, making sure that he's going to be able to defend against any type of harassment coming in from these Phoenix. Ooh, but they pick off a mule and an SCV and another SCV. These Marines are taking their time getting over there.
Yeah, definitely. And not even are these slowing down his supply depots and bunkers, they're also getting all the scouting information of what he is actually building.
That's right.
They have seen the tanks come out, so yeah, he's seen he has got Marine tank.
And Siege Tank Tech is finished, apparently, and we also see Fana with the expansion finishing up. We also have a Robo facility, so 3-gate Robo along with his Stargate. Interesting play here from Fana, but he is trying to keep up on that harassment as he takes out another unit, and he takes out that Marine as it explodes in the air, because every time you lift something off with a Phoenix and kill it, it blows up.
Yeah, missile turret gone down in the natural. Good choice there by Beastie. And one in the main, so I think those Phoenixes are going to be pretty useful in like a few minutes' time. Pretty useless, I should say.
And we see an armory going down from BeastyQT, and as well as 2 more factories. We're going to see his famous mech play, where he overloads on a bunch of a bunch of different mech builds. And here you go. I can't talk, but anyways, we will see some Thors coming out anyway. And these Phoenixes still running around. 4 of them still alive out of the 5 that were built. We also see level 1 attack upgrades going down for the vehicles of BeastyQT. And here comes some Phoenixes to try to do some work. As there is a missile turret, they do take out 1 SCV. That starport is being built right now on this reactor core, and these factories are getting tech labs, of course. Of course. And we're going to start to see more and more Thors being pumped out from BeastyQT, and as well as some tanks.
Yeah, Beastie did lift off his barracks, which had the factory on it. He's just put a starport on it so he can start pumping out a lot of Vikings to deal with Colossi or Medivacs. But yeah, it seems that mech players become extremely popular since the GSL, and Jinro started using it a lot, and it's proven very effective if you do like 2 Thor pushes. They're really deadly to Protoss if you can't hold them off.
That's for sure. And we've also seen BeastyQT at the CraftCup do some impressive mech play with the Thors and tanks and Hellions and everything, you know. Just some great matches. Anyways, BeastyQT is currently, still upgrading, and he is now getting the flame upgrade for the Hellions and starting to pump out more and more Hellions. We also see in Fana's base that we have Thermal Lance going down, as well as some Colossus coming out. Some more gateways being placed down. We are sitting at Fana with 6 warp gates, as well as another expansion going down from Fana right now. So he's going to have an earlier expansion than BeastyQT will have. It looks like BeastyQT is sending out this pack of Marines to get some information, as well as maybe even sacrifice them. We'll see what happens with these Marines as they push forward into the Zelnaga watchtower, destroy the probe, move forward. And here comes some Phoenixes to try to pick off some of these Marines. One of them does go down. And Zelnaga watchtower is being taken. Oh, look at this. BeastyQT with the scout. Going to go up and see Fana's newly built expansion as we see a command center being built right now from BeastyQT. Now that he knows his opponent is planning for the expansion and has it down, we see more and more Hellions out and on the field, as well as tanks and Thors. Level 2 attack upgrades for the vehicles is going down, as well as another robotics facility by Fana. Probably going to see more and more Colossus being, morphed into the field, or warped into the field anyway.
Yeah, it's quite surprising that Beastie actually hasn't got the stim pack yet, or the combat shield, or the concussive shells. So I think the Marines were purely just because of the Phoenix. I don't think he was actually trying to plan for that kind of opening. I think Fana was a bit overconfident with those Phoenixes, taking that third expansion so early. But it seems it has paid off for him.
And it looks like we got Phoenixes moving in the back, as well as units by Fana moving into the middle of the map. Going to try to take a more defensive position, so he's going to be able to hold his newly built and newly transferred to expansion. And we see some Hellions going around doing some scouting work, as well as Marine getting picked up there. And these Marines are in some big trouble right now as those two Colossus with the thermal lance move forward. 2 forges just finished up. We're going to see some upgrades coming down from Fana right now, as BeastyQT has a whole mess load of tanks, as well as some Thors out on the field. He is moving some Hellions around, and look at that! They get right past everything and get right into this natural expansion and start taking out these probes as they do get lifted off and attacked. We do see a dropship moving back and forth, going around. There was probably a drop going down, but we did miss it.
Yeah, the Hellion was good while he was moving out his army. He obviously saw them. The Colossi were, and the Stalker Ball was way out of position, so he could easily get them. I really think he should have gone for the third expansion, as he's, very far from his natural.
Yeah, the orbital command just finished up now, and it looks like he is going for the expansion push as he sends out unsieges and sends out all of his tanks as well as his Thors. We also see 2 more factories going down and turrets being built all over the place. And it looks like BeastyQT is going to expand in the closest expansion area to him, as we've got Phoenixes sitting up here, and if BeastyQT were to expand up here, he would be seen. But he will be seen anyway, just because there are the control of that Xel'Naga watchtower. And actually, the control gets rendered from Fana to no one, as Fana pushes forward a little bit and sees all these bunkers being built. And here we go.
I think Beastie might have a problem with the Phoenixes, because they can lift up tanks. They cannot lift up Thors, however. But he really doesn't have that much anti-air.
He does have 4 Vikings out, and those Thors are, I think the Thors are going to be enough to hold the Phoenix. It just depends on how Fana micros up his Phoenix. We also see Fana. Now let's go ahead and concentrate on Fana a little bit and see what he's building here. We see three more gateways coming in. And so far we've got 6, so it's gonna, we're gonna be at 9 gateways, as well as the Templar archives going down. We're gonna see some high Templars, maybe even some awesome storm action, as we see some upgrades going down right now on these forges, and on the Twilight Council we see an upgrade for Blink Stalkers. And now looking at the income tab, we do see that they are sitting at about the same amount of harvesters to each other, and have about the same economy. Even though Fana has this 4th expansion up here at the north of the map, we do see we see mass expanding and more gateways being placed down. A lot of warp inability is going to be happening here. He's going to be able to warp in so many units as long as he keeps his economy right. And we see BeastyQT taking over this side of the map, putting down another command center, going to be expanding again. And look at oversaturation for sure, as we've got a bunch of mules and SCVs sitting on this one, on that one mineral line here, as BeastyQT trying to gather more and more and get more and more Thors out on the field. We see level 3 attack upgrades for the vehicles going down. They are currently sitting at level 2, of course. No armor upgrades, or plating upgrades, if you will, for the vehicles at the moment. But we do see Fana sitting at, is going to be sitting at 1-1,